My name is Darius Jones. I'm a saxophonist, composer, and philosopher. I believe that what I do is about community and about connecting, and I would say it's a spiritual practice. One of the things that really influences my practice is my life. It's been really intense, and I think I draw from that. I think I also find a lot of inspiration from nature and people and how they move through the world. I find that really fascinating. And then I love just like kind of seeing how nature works as a whole, just how it sounds by itself, how there's this great orchestration that's taking place all around us all the time. And then life experience. I think life experience is something that really pulls me. The work is about Vancouver itself and the people I've experienced here, specifically the Western Front, my experience kind of being a person who stayed here multiple times, who has performed here, and also my experience kind of, being friends with people here in the city. I find a sense of kindredness with this community, and I feel the piece is kind of like a conglomeration of things that I find fascinating about this particular place. I don't know what it is about Vancouver, but when I come here, I feel really at peace. And specifically when I'm at Western Front, I feel that way. I feel that the premise, the why Western Front was created, the purpose of it, I really agree with. I really agree with a lot of the concepts like fLuXkit that are in the creation mentality of how this place works. And also, it seems like everyone in Vancouver is kind of nice and friendly. They have this sort of politeness about them that's not really like sappy, but it's like coming from a really genuine place to create good vibrations. So in 2019, I was brought here by my buddy Aram, who used to work at Western Front. And basically I just started writing, like sketching out ideas. And he said, why don't you check out the Zubots? And I had no idea. I was like, what is a Zubot? What is that? I don't know anything about it. And so he took me to see their show, and it was Jesse Zubot, Josh Zubot, Peggy Lee, and James Meager. And I think there was one other person in that ensemble. And it was a string group, and I was completely blown away. And I was like, yeah, let's do like a string trio with, with drums and saxophone. I started sketching things out that I thought sounded interesting, cool, and picked a little palette that I had found interesting from a sonic space and that I wanted to explore. I was supposed to present that in 2020, the completion of that work, and obviously the world kind of stopped and stood still for a while. Once the thing was canceled, I remember this vividly, just packing everything I had sketched out and like putting it in a file drawer. And it was interesting, as a composer, I don't think I've ever let something just gestate. Like I've just let it go and then have to reorient myself into the process again. That was really illuminating. It's like, I think I will do that again. Like do a bunch of sketches, do a bunch of things, and then let it go at some point. One of the key things about the piece is I created a 25 graphic key for the strings. Like I could have like written all of these particular extended technique things, but this is the thing. I wanted those extended technique moments to really be unique to those individuals. I wanted to kind of have this chance component, like jazz, like where it's like, you know, like this instrumentalist just does something really interesting. And I could never really kind of, as a composer, say, you know, really write that down. And so with these graphics that I created, it kind of allowed me to kind of pull that out of the musicians. And also there was one other element that I wanted to do, which is creating these sort of like using rhythm as melody more, like kind of finding a way to create this relationship between melody and rhythm that was a little bit heavy-handed or overt at times. Having Gerald Cleaver come in and play drums, and then that creating this sort of relationship between James Meager and James being a part of the string group more, creating that relationship with the contrabass where it's like not necessarily always with the drums. The drums kind of exist in this place of almost being like a percussion thing and not always kind of laying down some like particular groove. The one thing I will say about this particular project is that the string players, the two violinists and cellists, their background is vast. Like they have an awareness of indigenous music. They have an awareness of rock and jazz. And I'm not saying a tangential relationship, like a really close relationship with that, the avant-garde, all of that. And I feel like they're unique players and they have a voice on their instrument. It's like it holds something dear to me to have these particular folks play it, because I don't think anyone sounds like them. You know, their approach to the instrument is unique, and I don't think I'll ever have that sound without them. One of the things that, for me, that I really want to do is have just an open rehearsal so people can see the process, see the musicians, you know, working through the music, seeing, you know, the music kind of like slowly coming together over those 2 days, you know, us trying to solve problems, figuring out, you know, maybe this tempo, not that tempo, oh, that's not quite right. I think all of those things actually help us. When something is kind of dense and it's not like easily communicating a very specific thing, I think you need time with it. In many ways, as artists, we have to let go of our ego, become more human with the whole thing, and let people just see us as who we are, because the thing that we do is really hard work. I have started this process of like just opening up my whole entire thing to the public, because I just feel like it will help actually the audience understand me better as an artist, and also take away the sort of mystery of, you know, what it's like to be a musician. I think you have to see us as more of a working art form. When it comes down to the music and the art that I make, I think like an artist. Like, I am putting something together on a canvas and I'm putting it up on a wall. And your experience with it is your experience. I can't really control that. I don't want to control it. I really feel like trying to manipulate, massage, do any of that with the audience is, I don't know, like not my job. It's not what I'm meant to do. I want people to gain something from it that I can't even see. Have an experience that I can't even, that my imagination can't even garner. And one of the things that I have always loved about being here in Vancouver and presenting my work is that no matter what it is, the audience has always opened their hearts and ears to what I'm doing. The experience of performing live here has always been a precious experience, like something that I really carry with me.